In this video, I want to explain what a trust is, and especially what Trust Italy is. So let's imagine the Earth. Let's imagine the Earth where inside there are territories. Okay? There are various territories. I'm drawing it like this since I don't care right now. Graphically, to see them in a precise and perfect way. These territories at the beginning of time didn't have names. It was simply the Earth, it was simply a planet. Then what happened? Agreements took place, agreements first of all mental ones, where boundaries were decided, the actual boundaries of the various territories. The very moment that you have agreements in place, specific names are automatically formed, and as a result, trusts are also created. Okay, so let's take a moment to imagine together the Italian territory, which here I'll take a piece of paper and do it a bit better in quotes, right? Italian territory. At this particular point, first with mental logic, then with written logic, and finally with material logic, it takes the name of Italy. Inside the confined and clearly defined Italian territory, there is currently a population. Population, not people. Pay attention. A population made of natural men and women who are inside this territory. These natural men and these natural women are the population. What does the population do? The population alienates its own natural right. And so, in short, it decides specifically for a collective good, for everyone to give up their natural right, that is, in quotes, that of doing things for their own gain, and instead favors the collective good. And so, what is born is civilization, and a contract is born. It's called a social contract. This social contract ensures that the natural men and women who are within a territorial boundary, the famous Trust Italy, okay, automatically take the name of people. They take the name of people because through this social contract rules are formed. These rules basically form the people, and the people, through organization, form the state. So, one thing is the nation, where inside there are men and women, okay? And another thing is the state. The state, however, is already a legal organization that the people, quote unquote, theoretically, would have wanted for their own collective good, meaning a good of equality without any abuse of power. Okay? So it's born. Now I'll take another sheet. Now I'm going to draw the Italy Trust and I will represent it as a triangle, okay? So this Italy Trust is born, and inside this triangle, at least in theory, there should be the people who are supposed to be represented within it. Who is the settler? Well, the settler of the trust should theoretically be the population that was inside the territory and decided to form, let's say, the name Italy with an organized state. So the population is the settler of everything. Inside, theoretically, of the Italy Trust, there should be the people. Okay? And the people, obviously, should also be the trustee of this trust. In reality, what happens? It happens that the population turns out to be the settler of everything. The trust, therefore, remains Italy. The people who are inside the Italy Trust, in actual fact, are those who are truly part of this particular organization, are recognized and defined as legal subjects under the law, who are represented by natural persons, that is, individuals acting on behalf of entities in the status of the citizen, okay? The people are not present here right now because you see what actually happens in this situation. The legal subject titles represented by natural persons And when I say legal subject titles, go see how they form birth certificates in other videos, because if we explain it here, we'll never finish. Okay? So the natural persons who represent the legal subjects in the status of the citizen vote. Who do they vote for? They vote for someone, okay, a citizen, always, who goes to represent them outside of this Italy Trust. So it's as if there were a little door here, and whoever is voted for will go out of the Italy Trust. So they leave that group and become a part of the chamber, okay? When people say that someone has been elected, right, what they actually mean is that this person has been chosen by a vote to leave the Italy Trust and to join the chamber. They go to the chamber. Chamber, effectively, he is the representative of the people. So basically, you're inside the trust as a citizen. You vote for someone. That someone you vote for, basically, the person leaves the Italy Trust and then goes on to become the trustee, which means the main administrator of the Italy Trust, and also works in the chamber, okay? He is the one who makes the laws, and then, basically, through the judge, in fact, the judge says in the name of the Italian people, but not the people inside the trust, but the people of the chamber, okay? He manages the Italy Trust. Then what happens? Inside the Italy Trust, legal entities are considered assets. Citizens are considered assets that give value to the Italy Trust. And these assets are also regulated. Who are they regulated by? By some administrators, which are the police, the local police, carabinieri, all the officials. They function, imagine, let's say this trust as an enclosure. Inside, there are the various cows, right? That have calves, in short, that graze across the territory and so on. Well, they are, in quotes, don't take it the wrong way, but it's just to understand it, the shepherds. The shepherds who regulate within the enclosure the various cows, the various calves, and so on and so forth. And so in such a way that the whole Italy livestock farm has a certain value. A trust is missing the beneficiary. Who is the beneficiary? The beneficiary is the Republic of Italy, which was born in 48 and is a person, the Republic of Italy. Be careful, because the term person means mask. It doesn't mean human being. Go watch the other videos for that too, because we emphasize several times that the term person is a mask, because it doesn't mean being human beings with the term person, but legal fictions. The Italian Republic is the beneficiary of everything, and the Italian Republic at the same time is also the citizen. The citizen represents the Italian Republic, so if it benefits, theoretically, the citizen should also benefit. But all of this, which might make sense in an ad hoc logic and not one of commercial profit, would actually make sense. But in reality, there have been, well, some rather unexpected twists, right? Because in this case, the Italian Republic, through basically the MEF, which is the Ministry of Economy and Finance, is transformed into Republic of Italy, which translated means Republic of Italy. And what does the MEF do with the Republic of Italy? It issues securities, okay, on international markets called global bonds, where it basically places public debt securities. And as collateral, there are the citizens themselves who are within the Italy Trust. So what do? Since they've lost monetary sovereignty, or at least limited it, so Italy cannot, through the state, and can no longer create, let's say, money, so it no longer has sovereign currency. What do? They issue public debt securities through the Ministry of Economy and Finance, which places them basically through traders in the London city, the city within the city of London, and places them on the international market. And as human collateral, it basically gives the citizens who are within the trust. Why do I say it's definitely like this? Because those who buy the Republic of Italy securities obviously want to make a profit, because if they buy a security on the international market, they want to profit. And if within the Italy Trust there weren't citizens registered with birth certificates, no one would buy these securities. Because, and let's say it's obvious, if there weren't human beings disguised as citizens within an Italy Trust, no one would buy these securities. Who would buy them? And so it's clear that they are used as collateral for the issued securities. So all of this, the fact that citizens are used as collateral causes it to transform into a bonded labor, which is in essence fundamentally a system of slavery that is based on an unpayable debt. So we will work hours, endless hours to pay back precisely a public debt that will be unpayable. And so it is a real and proper system of slavery. It's a criminal association that must put an end to its activities. Well, so this trust is no longer, let's say, seen as a collective good and therefore for a social contract made of goods and services, but it is seen precisely as a slavery defined as bonded labor. And so the Italy Trust is a sham, null. Thanks for everything. It's a bit complex, but I hope I've been clear enough. Thank you.